We are back for top four. Top four. That's what I was trying to say.
This is a really exciting match. Same restricted here, but we do have a few important differences. Josh here is going to be on Chen Pao with Dragonite, uh, and then Amoonguss and same Raging Wolf as Tai.
Whereas Ty has Ogrepon and Whimsicott.
Yeah, Dragonite Amoonguss versus Whimsicott Ogrepon.
Super bright. I'm just gonna.
You know, having a really good time out here in the park.
We've had the full spectrum of weather out here throughout the day. Right.
I've been told that these two have practiced this matchup a lot against each other. So we're going to see two trainers who really know each other's play inside and out. Oh. We're holding for a team sheet exchange here.
Gilbert! Gilbert!
Well,
You didn't even see me leave, right? Where are you?
it's also to try and break down the matchup a little more. Both of these teams have very strong priority options that they want to leverage into each other. You'd love to like pop Tailwind on Whimsicott, maybe Astral Barrage with Shadow Rider, but there's a Sucker Punch. So you could use Whimsicott's Tailwind with another Pokemon, which probably gets blown up by Dragonite. There's just a lot of checks and balances here, which will make this a very interesting match because, as formally stated, these players know each other inside and out in terms of their decision making.
I'd be curious to see if we end up seeing any of that Whimsicott Tailwind, because on Josh's side, not only does he have the same Sucker Punch on Chen Pao and Thunderclap on Raging Bolt that Tai has, he's also got the Extreme Speed and Aqua Jet, two different choice band options on Dragonite.
The Zamazentas are not actually identical. Ty's Zamazenta has brought Heavy Slam to the fight, whereas Josh's Zamazenta will be running Behemoth Bash, which is not super insignificant, right? Well, a little bit.
In this matchup, I'm not sure. The difference doesn't really make. It probably doesn't make much of a difference for Chen Pao.
I think Amoonguss would rather take Behemoth Bash over Heavy Slam. I don't actually know how that works because Amoonguss isn't very heavy.
I don't think it is. No. The biggest difference to me, honestly, in these teams is the Calyrex Shadow Rider, because Josh has the Focus Sash variant with Ghost Terra, so that is going to be hitting really, really hard. And Encore is a good defensive option. Lock Tai into Protect, or lock them into Wide Guard, perhaps.
For their part, Ty's Calyrex Shadow Rider is Terra Dark with Life Orb, and has the neat little option of Substitute to kind of stave off those sucker punches if it comes to it.
I expect to see a lot of Chen Pao in this matchup. Chen Pao Zama, always a good combo. And
okay,
we're getting started.
Okay, it was almost mirrored these, but Ty has brought Whimsicott to start things off.
Looking really good for this Zama. Potentially outspeeding this Calyrex on Josh's side, but a really blistering offense. See here, really fast lock-in. Probably going for this Tailwind, but just want to think about it to make sure. Now, I know that this Zamazenta can probably tank anything from Calyrex Shadow Rider on the opposing side, but a double up could be potentially fatal.
It's a rough position to be in because you think you have Tailwind, it's a speed advantage, you chunk half off of that Zamazenta right there, which is great.
And there's that Encore we were talking about.
Okay. That does get around, Astral Barraging into a Wide Guard or something, but
Both Zamas basically hitting the same exact damage threshold, but we do need to switch out the Whimsicott now, so it leaves Josh in a little bit of a favored position in terms of offensive pressure.
Because you can just freely attack Whimsicott slot, get some damage on something, and meanwhile, Ty's Zamazenta is pretty pressured.
Thinking about this Chen Pao switch in.
Yeah, I don't hate that. It lets
Unless Josh opens up into that Chen Pao slot, we are going to keep it on the field for at least one turn. Focus Ash here pulling a lot of weight on the safeness of the switch. Out goes the Whimsicott. In comes the Chen Pao. And we'll have to see where Ty's Zamazenta is targeting using this last probable turn of Tailwind advantage. Terra Dragon over on Josh's side. And we're just going to protect, stay safe.
It gives you one more, maybe more than one, but it prevents Josh's Zamazenta from being knocked out by Body Press.
Astral Broad's just barely doing under half to Chen Pao, but Josh said, don't want to risk it. We are going to double up this turn. So playing really nicely around the protect.
Yeah, this is the problem, I guess, with the Whimsicott lead, because if not enough happens, you're several Tailwind turns in and kind of operating at a damage deficit.
We have 2 turns left of the speed advantage, but with Zamazenta still standing, can wide guard on Calyrex's Astral Barrage. So we'll have to see. Oh, just gonna rip it, just gonna go for it. I love how confident Ty is playing here. You can really tell that that they know the matchup well.
It is interesting that thus far we don't know what Josh has in the back. It's only been this Zamazenta and Calyrex on the field so far.
And the Focus Ash still intact. Okay, we are going to see the wide guard come in.
Is this? Are they trading wide guards and Astral Barrages?
Not doing any damage this turn.
I didn't see correctly earlier. Oh, heavy slams Calyrex to break Sash and do very respectful damage.
And the this is not looking good. There goes the Calyrex. One shot, no Focus Ash on our side of the field here, and just a little bit of health left on Zamazenta.
Okay, so yeah, it's a low health Zamazenta and a Whimsicott against the world, pretty much. They've got one turn of Tailwind left, but what are you really doing with them? Like encore the that's pretty nice.
Looks like unless Calyrex protects on Josh's side of the field, it will be going down this turn and potentially get another Tailwind up safely.
You can kind of bank on the Calyrex not protecting since that walks right into another encore.
Yeah,
but with Tailwind expiring and 2 more on back, what do we think those are?
Looking at Josh's team sheet here, I think we could probably expect
Chen Pao, right?
Chen Pao for sure.
There's a Dragonite.
There's a Dragonite.
Increases the likelihood of Chen Pao in the back.
Absolutely.
Actually.
We know the Focus Ash is on Calyrex on Josh's side, so the Assault Vest Chen Pao variant that we've seen a fair bit of in Reg I has some good options. Still got that Sucker Punch, of course. And not looking great. Dragonite here can absolutely pick up Zamazenta with the extreme speed. Could probably even get it with the Aqua Jet at 11 health. So Ty, I think, is probably planning their game 2 here. Out goes the Zamazenta, clearing Encore. And probably seeing Calyrex come back in. No, it's just Chen Pao. Shiny Chen Pao. So pleased to be able to use these one last time in Regulation I. There's the extreme speed. There goes Zamazenta. And Whimsicott Holding down the fort.
If, Zamazenta could have protected there, but it doesn't do a whole lot. As we see, Moonblast can't even take out Dragonite from that range. So it was a foregone conclusion here.
Whimsicott is going to cry, saying, "You absolutely got it." And Champai will be picking this up.
Yeah, I think, well, things were going Josh's way for a lot of that game, but I think the decisive turn really was where, under Tailwind, Tai said, you know what? I'm getting it backwards. I forget like which Zama is which and which Tyrex is which. I'm not that used to seeing two on the field.
Yes, very similar Zamazentas. We mentioned just there, only a single move difference.
Ty's decision in one particular turn to not wide guard kind of sealed that up.
Absolutely. You just really don't want to be taking Astral Barrages, even from a Focus Sash Calyrex. Still one of the strongest Pokemon in this format. It will do some heavy hits.
Yeah, I like that. I think I don't know. It's a fairly balanced team that both of these players are using. I think Josh is known for playing very carefully and methodically.
Yep.
I think that's what Tyler was banking on when they opted not to wide guard, because you would think in this situation that your opponent, being who your opponent is, would respect the possibility of the wide guard. But Josh said, no, I'm going to play aggressive here and call your bluff. And it worked out.
Yeah. The mind games only get even more challenging the more you play against an opponent. And these are two who have fought a lot at locals, fought a lot in preparation for tournaments, and two very seasoned players. Both made day 2 at Los Angeles just a couple weeks ago. And we're back into it. You see Ty has left the Whimsicott in the back. Now we've the real mirror match. Zamazenta Calyrex versus Zamazenta and Calyrex. Really excited to see how this plays out. The wide guard mind games are back in full force. Both players desperate to click that Astral Barrage, desperate to get that damage in.
I missed it in game 1, but it's worth noting that Tyler's Zamazenta powered itself up with Dauntless Shield before Josh's. So either they're the same speed or Ty's is faster, which does affect how this goes. I think it's fair to say that Ty has an easier time, on the face of it at least, clicking Body Press. Okay, we see Terra Dark on Shadow Rider, not wanting to get Astral Barrage again so soon.
Really, really safe Terrestrialization against opposing Calyrexes, but now definitely a risk if Josh read the Terrestrialization and went for Body Press. For my money, probably have at least one safe turn here.
We have Terra Dragon on the Zamazenta. No wide guard.
Neither player saying, I'm going to call your attack. Instead, we are just exchanging Astral Barrages. Everybody's taking damage. And Calyrex down to Focus Sash. Notably, Zamazenta can take another Astral on Josh's side if it comes down to it. But the Body Press comes in, down to yellow HP. And the Body Press goes in. Okay, exact same moves from both players here. We're just saying, let's get all these restricted Pokemon out of the way as fast as possible. I didn't even get a chance to see what Ty locked in here. They know what they're doing. Up to Josh to call it. Have we switched to Psychic? Are we staying with Astral?
That's really tough. Like, you could, I don't think Josh would want to just double the Calyrex, because obviously we've got threat of the other Zamazenta moving first, finishing off the Terra Dragon Zamazenta with Body Press. Okay, Ty tries to finish off Calyrex with Psychic.
And once again, we see Ty's Zamazenta moving before Josh's. I think we can safely say that this is either the luckiest Zamazenta in the world or a little bit faster. Nice, safe Psychic, but blocked by the Protect. And here comes Dragonite. Zombies are not loving this. The priority here is very dangerous, and Calyrex can get hit now that it is
Yeah, I
so
would
dark.
say it's actually kind of more important that Choice Band Extreme Speed, although not Terra Normal, can fire off into Calyrex at will.
Mm-hmm. Going to see a little bit of a safe play here, protecting this Calyrex. We've got the most HP out of any restricted on the field, and it's going to stay that way for now. Out goes the Calyrex, living on 1 HP. In comes Chen-Pao, going to boost that damage of extreme speed. But with Chen-Pao here, I'm wondering if this Dragonite is targeting into the Calyrex. Trying to pick up that Sword of Ruin damage. And yes.
It does.
So really, really lovely play from Tai here. Heavy Slam into Chen-Pao is going to take it down to low health. That is not a Focus Sash. Because we know the Calyrex holding onto it. This is just Salt Vest Chen-Pao, natural. Couple of hit points here.
I'm sure that was a very specific calculation taken into account during the Chen-Pao's training. So now we've got both of the priority guys on the field, and they are ready to unleash some damage.
I'm curious whether Calyrex can take extreme speed. Looks like we're going to risk it, but it does go down.
Not with the Sword of Ruin.
So if this is Sucker Punch from Chen-Pao, it could be both restricteds leaving the field. Ice Spinner, it's
Really
yeah,
you're faster than that low and you're that fast. Yeah.
So we know all 4 Pokemon on Josh's side. We're about to see the last 2 from Tai here.
Chen-Pao and Ogerpon. Okay.
I like this adjustment. Whimsicott able to get up the tailwind last game, but with all the priority and all the bulk, didn't really get to do that much else. And now everything has really, really low physical defense here. Double Chen-Pao.
Nothing really wants to attack Ogerpon due to the potential of Spiky Shield, but you've got just a handful of turns to try and make this work if you're in Ty's position. There's just a lot of one-hit knockouts being threatened, and if 2 attacks are now being redirected into Ogerpon, and those 2 attacks could clean it up.
Little over half health from the extreme speed, but a 4-time super effective Ice Spinner will clean up Dragonite. And is now down to Chen-Pao. If this is a Sucker Punch, it is not a Sucker Punch. Ice Spinner goes in. Neutral hit, though.
Not quite enough to take down Ogerpon.
She has some absolute bulk. And here comes the 1 HP Calyrex. Josh's side of the field looking a little slim. And we'll see how this shakes out.
Okay, so yeah, you've got to Sucker Punch something. And I guess Calyrex is most likely to do something other than attack here. But this is like an insanely narrow margin. If the other Chen-Pao Sucker Punches and moves first, that's game.
Yeah, this is a little dangerous. Astral Barrage plus Sucker could pick up Chen-Pao, but the Helping Hand, the Follow Me does negate that possibility. No matter what's happening, Chen-Pao will live this turn. In comes a Sucker Punch. Down goes Josh's, and it looks like a walk from here. Because as fast as that horse is, it is not going to get around Sucker Punch. Pick up the Overpunch.
This is
with the +1, could knock out Chen-Pao now. Just a little over half health here.
Yeah, this is a little bit of a situation here because you can encore the Sucker Punch and then protect, encore some more.
Oh, the mind games have begun. Let's see how it shakes out.
This is one of the worst things about Reg Eye if you're playing, and one of the best things about Reg Eye if you're sitting in our seats right now.
Okay.
So Chen-Pao already used like 2 Sucker Punches. We'll find out in a second, but
all right, yeah, that was the second.
More. So yeah, like you protect for 3 turns, encore it again, protect for 3 more turns. I think I think that actually does kind of lock it up for Josh, and we're just kind of playing it out here.
Sitting in the waiting room. We're not in champions yet. Protect does have twice as much PP as the Sucker Punch. But we're gonna play it out. No decisions to be made. Gotta click that Sucker Punch. There's another encore.
And you might as well, because you can save plenty of power points on Protect that way.
Encored again. Here comes the Sucker Punch. This is what it's all about. This is why we spectate. Neither of these Pokemon want to leave the field. They only have so many more tournaments before they're put away, and the Megas come out to play.
They're certainly making the most of their time in the spotlight.
Making a whole meal of it.
Yeah, I think the turn that the Encore the turn that the Ogerpon used Follow Me earlier, right before it went down, there kind of wasn't any other option there, I think. But like if you called, you'd have to like call Calyrex attacking, Sucker Punch with Calyrex, and then attack the Chien-Pao with Ogerpon. But then like if Chien-Pao was attacking Ogerpon anyway, or if it finished off your Chien-Pao, Ty's Chien-Pao, then that would also end the game in Josh's favor. So this is a very commanding position.
It looks like
a Sucker Punch after all.
Miscounted. One Sucker Punch left. That's all you need when you lock into an attack. And we are going to a game 3.
What a set.
Oh my goodness. Well, it doesn't get any more exciting than this here in the top 4. Two players who are very, very talented. All it takes is one miscount.
Okay, so are we going to see, still no wide guards, or maybe just like one, or are we going to see a lot more wide guard now? Because there's been a de-emphasis of wide guard over the past 2 games. Now feels like it's finally the time to start blocking some Astral Barrages.
Set a precedent here. Looking like we might be locking in double restricteds in the lead again. And potentially seeing the last of Ty's 6 Pokemon. Yes, indeed, we're going to have Raging Bolt in the back. That'll be fun. Ty says, well, 1 Sucker Punch was good enough. How
What about
2
Sucker Punches? And once again,
double horse, double dog. We've got 4 of the strongest restricteds on the field all at the same time. And we're back into it.
Do you think you ever just double into Josh's Calyrex from this position? Because if you think you can get away with continuing to attack instead of wide guarding, that's one way to get rid of the Sash Horse. On the flip side, Josh's Zamazenta is probably not comfortable here at all after establishing the speed precedent. So you're either wide guarding or maybe you even want to get out, but probably not because I don't think you would lead it in that case. But we do see one of Josh's Terras.
And for the 3rd game in a row, we're going to see Terra Dragon Zamazenta. Won't be taking any super effective damage from Body Press. And we'll see. No Terrestrialization, though.
Oh, no!
Really, really devastating. You hate to see that. Down goes Ty's Calyrex. Potentially a game-losing speed tie, but we'll have to see. Chunking with that heavy slam. Chunking back with Body Press. Super effective hit. We're not Terra Dragon on our side. And
oh, man. Yeah, wide guard is a great bluff until your opponent decides that it is, in fact, a bluff. Chien-Pao hits the field, matching up fairly well into the Dragon type and the Dark Psychic type in front of it. Um, I think you do have to hit the Calyrex here because Josh has so much momentum. He's pretty free to just keep blasting. But if you attack the Calyrex, Zamazenta isn't going down this turn by any margin.
Notably, Chen Pao does have the Focus Sash, so can likely get off at least one attack here. We're going to protect our Calyrex on Josh's side, but we know, well, okay. The double protect here, just scouting out some options. Getting into Ty's head a little. Let's find out what they lock in this turn and adjust for next turn. And it is just a double up into the opposing Zamazenta.
Right. So that's a pretty comfortable play if you're confident that Calyrex will protect. But weirdly, now the fact that Calyrex can't protect makes things less comfortable. So
we see a really interesting play here. Ty's locked into Sucker Punch. If Calyrex decides to go for an attack here, that will almost certainly spell that will certainly spell doom. But we've also locked in Body Press. Like you can see, has no effect written under the Calyrex. If it switches out,
no attack from Calyrex.
There's the Encore,
making it use the Body Press that it was already going to use, but into the the other slot
here, doing nothing into a Ghost type, and Behemoth Bash will take Chen Pao down to 1 hit point.
Okay, well.
I don't want to count Tyler out just yet because I know that what we have left waiting in the wings is one of the strongest non-restricted Pokemon. Got a little baby Miraidon in the back.
Oh, still no Sucker Punch connect.
No attack coming out. Encore. Once again, this time into Chen Pao. And doing a little bit of chip damage into Zamazenta, and Body Press will pick up the KO in return.
Both of Tyler's restricteds have been felled. Neither of Josh's have left the field. It's looking a little rough, but we do have the dynamic ice-electric duo of Chen Pao and Raging Bolt on the field, ready to deal some damage.
Booster energy here, going to bring up that special attack as high as possible, and we haven't committed our Terastallization. Ghost Terra here could save from a Body Press, but safe option on Zamazenta's end would be Behemoth Bash, and we know that it's going to be Click and Sucker Punch, so all Calyrex has to do to avoid that is not attack. Here it comes, Tai-san. I'd like the immunities more than the damage on my Raging Bolt, and we'll see if that pays off. Raging Bolt here, gonna have, I'm assuming, triple attack and protect. Yep. Here's a Sucker Punch. Fails again. Here comes Behemoth Bash. Josh saying, I'm going to predict that Terastallization. I'm not going to risk a Body Press here. And there goes Chen Pao.
Raging Bolt is... I think this would knock out. It's a booster energy Raging Bolt.
Super effective.
Zamazenta gone, finally.
We'll get to see another one of Josh's Pokemon here. Calyrex still in very dangerous range. I'm sure that Raging Bolt can take it out at any time if it gets an attack off safely.
I think you can just Encore the Raging Bolt here, really. Either you trap it into something that isn't Sucker Punch, or you lock it into Thunderclap. Calyrex can safely switch out. This is, of course, the Assault Vest Chen Pao, which will do very well just Ice Spinnering into Chen Pao into Raging Bolt until the game is over.
We're not seeing Encore come out here. Calyrex will go down, but Ice Spin are going to be super effective into Dragon type. We don't have our Terastallization anymore. Chen Pao took it and lost it in one turn last time. And here comes
Dragonite is here. So Josh simply attacked with Calyrex because the game plan doesn't care whether Calyrex remains on the field or not. We've got even more priority, which moves before even Thunderclap. So this should be game and
Here
set.
comes the experience speed, and that'll finish it off.
There we go. After a very dicey couple of games, Josh finishes it off with a commanding lead.
Really well played from both trainers there. Josh knew the right moves to click. I think that that Astral Barrage turn 1 of that last game put him in a very commanding lead, and it just shows you the power of Zamazenta and Calyrex. Really good duo, and Chien-Pao Dragonite, also a good duo. We've been seeing that one for many regulations, not just Reg I.
I do love Encore as a move, but I have not seen it get that much mileage in a very long time, actually.
Probably one of the best uses of it, although I must say somebody used a lot of Encores in round 1 today. If you want to go back and watch that, you can find out who that was. But really well played. Congrats to both players on top 4, and congrats to Josh for making finals. We'll be seeing him again very shortly.
So stick around.